Folks, this is my first commentary regarding any game. In this case, is Breath of the Wild. I'm playing Breath of the Wild on my Mac, which is a M1 Pro MacBook Pro. I did play this a few years ago, and it was on my Switch, and it's locked into 30 FPS. The frames can stutter at times, but it's still a fun experience. This is a great game. To be honest, this is the first Zelda game I like. In my opinion, every other Zelda game is trash or just boring. I'm not into Zelda, to be honest. But this is the first Zelda game I like. Maybe because it's more of a RPG style that I like, because I'm more into things like Kingdom Hearts and hack and slash, God of War kind of thing. Not so much the constant inventory filtering and stuff like that. That's a part of this game, but I do like this a lot. This is definitely my favorite Zelda game, or this is definitely the first Zelda game I like. Definitely one of my favorite games that I ever played. So I am happy about that. I'm happy that I decided to take a chance on this. I'm not even sure. Well, I guess I saw someone doing one of the shrines one time, and I was like, this actually looks fun. I would actually try this. I would actually attempt this because I've played Zelda games in the past. I played a few of the SNES ones. I remember buying Majora's Mask. I thought it was whack. I bought Twilight Princess. I thought it was whack. I really just don't like the Zelda games, and this was the first one that really resonated with me. That I was like, I have to complete it. I have to complete as much as I can. I'm not gonna collect all the Korok seeds. I'm not gonna do every little side quest. But I did get all the shrines in my original file on my Switch, and it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I did die a bunch of times because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Um, I didn't know that you could extend the inventory until basically I was almost at the end of the game. I completely skipped over that guy because, as you can see here, I have a horse. And when I first played through this, I basically didn't use my horse. I was running and trying to climb everywhere. You understand? And then I ended up going to the water area first because I was dying so much, and then I just tried to figure it out from there. And then once I was essentially close to the end of the game is when I started looking up stuff and learning stuff, and then because this game is so in depth, this is one of the most detailed games you'll ever touch. Most games don't have this level of, you know, things to do, side quests, items to collect, weapons, things like that. I know a lot of people don't necessarily like the fact that weapons break, but you don't. There isn't many games where you can just flip between all these different weapons in the flow of one fight. It's just not. You just don't have access to that in most games. The closest game I could think of is Kingdom Hearts 3, where you can switch between keyblades during combos and things like that. But besides that, no. You see here, I'm just checking out the area. Looks like I missed a Korok over there, possibly. Let me see. I'm not too familiar with the Zelda stuff, so I just wanted to put in some commentary because I recorded this and somehow I didn't get the Okay, there's no Korok there. So for some reason the audio didn't work, so I'm doing a little commentary and I'm putting the audio underneath it, and I'm sure it'll still look pretty good because this is boosted up to 1440p, and this is on not just Simu, but there's this kid that made a Simu Metal emulator because I'm playing this on a Mac. So for whatever reason, I can't get the full 60 FPS when I'm outdoors. I think I've lowered settings and gotten about 45 to 50 frames outdoors, but indoors, or rather in a shrine, I get 60 plus FPS, 1440p, 2K, however you want to call it, look at it, whatever. I consistently get 60 frames inside of shrines, but in the outer world, not so much. I don't know if the emulator needs to be optimized. I don't know if it's possible on any Mac. at least up until this point. And I'm not mad at it because this is a 30 frame game that usually drops on the original hardware, and you have no option to upres it. When I did my first playthrough, it was almost exclusively through my handheld. I don't even remember playing it on the screen. Maybe I did, and because it was only one time, I completely forgot about it. So I don't even remember playing on a big TV. With this, I play on my laptop, and the laptop has the beautiful screen, and obviously this is much bigger than any Switch screen that's out there. But I've played this on my TV quite a few times. I've played it on monitors, um, and it looks good. The resolution holds up. It's still 1440p, 2K, whatever, and it's they have other little settings, and I put in cheats as well. I did infinite arrows, so I don't run out of arrows. I've the durability for the weapons last a bit longer. I didn't make them completely unbreakable because I do want to be able to cycle through and change my weapons. But besides that, it's a pretty standard playthrough. And because I've beaten this before a few years ago, now I essentially know the ins and outs. I know what I'm trying to do, what to look out for, and things like that. So I'm having a lot of fun on the second playthrough. Being aware of everything and what to look out for and things like that, because I'm not someone that's accustomed to always playing Zelda and looking out for Zelda tropes and things like that. I'm simply just not aware of it, so because I didn't have an interest in it. So yeah, besides that, I can't really think of anything else that I really want to talk about here, so I will end the commentary here and allow the playthrough to go on with the music in the background. Thanks for tuning in. For those wondering, I was not only able to get the original copy of this game, I was able to update it and download all DLC content for it. So I do have access to Trial of the Sword, I have access to the Champions Ballad, and I have access to all the DLC throw-ins, armor, weapons, and things of that nature, amiibos. So in following videos, I will be throwing those in, and I'll be throwing in many other games as well. I see a lot of Zelda channels out there, essentially Breath of the Wild channels, or I know Tears of the Kingdom channels as well. I just started playing that, and I have no intention of being a Breath of the Wild YouTuber. That's cool and all, or Zelda YouTuber, that's cool, but there's many other things that I want to get into, and I have many other interests that have nothing to do with Zelda or gaming, frankly. So, expect to see more of that. But in other stuff that I post, you'll see that I get some of the interesting armors that are accessible, and it's nice to have them to use to your advantage. As you can see, I'm killing this guy with the bomb arrow, and it's staying at 2 because I put the cheat in, so I never have to run out of arrows. That's one of the most annoying things, especially when you're fighting a Lionel or something like that, and you don't know what you're doing. When you first touch this game, you run out of arrows, or your good weapons break. Then it's like, am I gonna run away? Am I gonna throw bombs? What am I gonna do? So yeah, just wanted to cover that as well.